That little brown bottle sitting in your medicine cabinet right now. You bought it months ago, maybe longer, and then you just forgot about it. That was a costly mistake, because that clear liquid you paid less than $3 for at any pharmacy is doing something that billion-dollar seed companies are praying you never figure out. Just two companies, Bayer and Corteva, currently hold nearly 80% of all genetically engineered seed patents in the United States. They want you buying fresh seed packets every single season. They want you to believe that old seeds are dead seeds. But here is the truth. Most of them are not dead. They are just sleeping. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly 4 ways to wake them back up using something you already have sitting at home right now. And whatever you do not skip number 4. That one is specifically for anyone who wants to grow their own food at home without depending on any corporation to do it. Now, before we get into it, drop one word in the comments right now. What seed in your house just refuses to sprout? Tomato, pepper, beans, pumpkin, whatever it is, leave it below and I will reply directly to the toughest ones. Here is something most gardeners never think about. Every year, Americans throw away millions of dollars worth of seed packets because the seeds did not sprout. They assume the seeds were bad, so they go back to the store and buy another pack, and the cycle repeats. But here is what is actually happening in most of those cases. The problem was never the seed. The problem was how the seed was treated before it ever hit the soil. This is where hydrogen peroxide comes in. When you introduce hydrogen peroxide to a seed, it breaks down into 2 things: water and oxygen. That extra oxygen penetrates the hard outer shell of the seed, activates the enzymes inside, and essentially signals the seed that it is time to wake up. At the same time, it wipes out the fungi and bacteria sitting on the seed surface. Those pathogens are the #1 silent killer of seedlings in the first week of growth. One important note before we go any further. You want the standard 3% hydrogen peroxide sold at any drugstore or pharmacy. That is the only concentration safe for this. Industrial grade 35% is corrosive and genuinely dangerous. Do not use it. Now, let us get into it. Number 1, reviving old seeds that seem dead. If you have ever planted a whole row of seeds and watched absolutely nothing happen, you know exactly how frustrating that is. Most people toss those seeds straight in the trash and spend another $10 to $15 on a fresh packet. Do not do that yet. Here is what you do instead. Mix 1 tablespoon of 3% hydrogen peroxide into 1 cup of water. That gives you roughly a 1% solution. Drop your seeds in and let them soak for 12 to 24 hours. After that, rinse them thoroughly with clean water and plant them as you normally would. Here is why this works. As seeds age, their outer coat hardens and their ability to absorb oxygen drops significantly. Without enough oxygen, the embryo inside simply cannot activate. The hydrogen peroxide delivers a direct hit of oxygen straight through that hardened shell and restarts the whole process. The science backs this up completely. A study published in the journal Science found that aged corn seeds treated with a hydrogen peroxide solution germinated at nearly 95%. Seeds soaked in plain aerated water came in at just 67%. That is not a small difference. That is almost 30 percentage points separating a thriving garden from an empty one. Stop buying replacement packets for seeds that were never actually dead. Number 2, eliminating mold and bacteria before they kill your seedlings. We have all been there. You get excited. You plant your seeds. Little green shoots start poking through the soil after a few days. And then one morning, you walk over, and they are just collapsed, fallen over at the stem, rotting at the base. That condition has a name. It is called damping off. It is caused by fungal and bacterial pathogens that live directly on the outer surface of seeds. And it wipes out more seedlings than almost any other cause. Here is what you do. Before planting, soak your seeds in undiluted 3% hydrogen peroxide for 15 to 20 minutes. Then rinse them thoroughly with clean water before you put them in soil. The reason this works is straightforward. Hydrogen peroxide is a powerful surface disinfectant. It physically destroys the cell walls of bacteria and fungal spores sitting on that seed coat. Research published in Oxford Academic Forest Science confirmed that hydrogen peroxide treatment significantly reduced seedborne microflora across multiple plant species. You do not need a $10 bottle of fungicide spray for this. You need the $3 bottle already sitting in your cabinet. Number 3, cutting your germination wait time in half. If you have ever planted pumpkin, squash, beans, or tomatoes, and then just waited, and waited, and waited some more with nothing to show for it, this one is for you. Hard-coated seeds can take 2 to 3 weeks to germinate under normal conditions. A lot of new gardeners give up during that window. They either replant or they quit entirely. Here is what you do. Mix 1 tablespoon of 3% hydrogen peroxide with 1 cup of water. Soak your seeds for 12 to 24 hours. After rinsing, place them between 2 damp paper towels on a plate. Keep them in a warm spot and check daily. Most varieties will show a sprout within 2 to 5 days. The reason this works comes down to one hormone, abscisic acid, or ABA. That is the hormone responsible for keeping seeds in a dormant state. Hydrogen peroxide breaks it down and simultaneously softens the physical seed coat so water and oxygen can move in faster. Research documented by Blooming Expert and supported by multiple NCBI studies found tomato germination rates reaching 90% and corn reaching 95% after hydrogen peroxide treatment. That is not luck. That is chemistry working in your favor for $3. Number 4, growing your own food at home from grocery store seeds. This is the one I promised you at the beginning. And if you are someone who wants to grow your own food at home without depending on any major corporation to do it, pay close attention. Most people do not realize that dried beans, lentils, and legumes sitting in the bulk section of your grocery store are still viable seeds. Mung beans, black-eyed peas, red beans, they cost $1 to $2 per pound. And with the right preparation, they will sprout. Here is what you do. Mix approximately 1 teaspoon of 3% hydrogen peroxide into 1 cup of water. Soak your beans for 12 to 24 hours. Rinse and plant in loose, well-draining soil or start them between damp paper towels. Here is the data that makes this worth taking seriously. A 2025 study published on NCBI PubMed treated mung beans, cowpeas, and red beans with a hydrogen peroxide solution and measured the results. Germination rates increased by 48.89% for mung beans, 21.11% for cowpeas, and 18.89% for red beans compared to seeds soaked in plain water. That means for $1 or $2 and a bottle of hydrogen peroxide you already own, you can start a working food garden at home. No seed catalog, no subscription, no corporation required. Here is the bigger picture I want you to walk away with today. The seed industry is not designed to help you succeed year after year with the same seeds. It is designed to bring you back to the store every single season. 2 companies currently hold nearly 80% of genetically engineered seed patents in the United States, according to USDA data. The entire system is built around dependency. But a basic understanding of chemistry gives you a way out. Hydrogen peroxide breaks down into water and oxygen. That is it. 2 molecules. And those 2 molecules can mean the difference between a garden that feeds you and $40 wasted on seeds that never had a chance. Before you go, a few quick safety reminders. Do not use hydrogen peroxide on coated seeds. Those are the ones with a colored outer shell, usually pink, blue, or green. The coating already contains a treatment and soaking them will damage it. Do not soak any seed for longer than 24 hours. Overexposure works against you. Always stick to the 3% pharmacy-grade solution. This channel exists to share practical tips that help you stop wasting things and make your money go further. We post ideas like this regularly, so if this video gave you something useful, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Your wallet will thank you.